Society has rules. It decides where you belong and what you're worth. But you can chart a new course.
First of all, and well, this has technically been a blessing and a curse at the same time since reveal, what we have after 4 more years of wait, Skull and Bones release date finally, and what was initially revealed almost 6 years ago to be an open world pirate ship battle and action RPG in the same vein as Assassin's Creed Black Flag, a blessing so to speak for the new cinematic trailer, and halfway cursed mainly because of the fact that you can't actually explore on land in this game. Just take a look. Game is now releasing November 8th this year and for PCs, Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5 only.
More determined than ever to carve a life of your choice. Fighting under our own flag, we will take what's ours. Together, we will take on the world. Society may have rules, but today, you decide where you belong and what you're worth. Choose. Will you live as pawns or die as pirates?
Three soldiers rush into battle firing guns. Caption, for the first time in Ghost Recon. Face 100 plus players. Soldiers in camouflage gear cross various terrains. Caption, build your team.
Coming up behind that, we have Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Frontline, a new free-to-play first-person shooting game developed by UbiSoft Bucharest and most importantly been in the works for almost 3 years now. Well, Frontline, the new game, will actually have a 100-player multiplayer similar to something like Escape from Tarkov, set in a very large open world setting and obviously some sort of a battle royale game now. Last but not least, set to be released by the end of 2023 and for all consoles and PCs too, so just keep it in mind for now.
The team gets into a truck. Caption, extract. The truck chases after a helicopter. A metal barricade drops, providing the team cover. Bombs explode, kicking up mud. A sniper tower is dropped in by parachutes. A sniper breathes deep. Teams of 3 rush into a field, dodging explosives. Soldiers fire automatic weapons as a helicopter hovers above. Red markers show different players' locations on a massive map. Title, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Frontline, a UbiSoft original.
The creed of the Assassin Brotherhood teaches us that nothing is forbidden to us. Once, I thought that meant we were free to do as we would. To pursue our ideals no matter the cost.
At number 3, before we get to some more serious stuff today, this came our way only so recently that Ubisoft itself haven't confirmed it yet. Assassin's Creed Infinity on its way to PCs in the next generation of consoles as multiple games in a package bundle and something that'll actually include all characters from past titles and now taking place in Japan, which is only rumored, actually something that has been heavily requested by fans over the past few years. That's about all there's to it actually. At the moment, we don't know anything else other than the fact that it might come out mid to late 2023 and for the next generation of consoles only.
all that we are begins and ends with ourselves.
Alright guys, as in the case of Avatar, well, we actually just came across the news that Massive Entertainment, the fine folks at the development company, that Frontiers of Pandora has been in development since 2017. UbiSoft itself once again did come out with the news that the game is still in its track of 2022 late release, and that there's a good chance that the game will get a good new glimpse of gameplay in the following month. So check it out in case you missed it. This is an open world action RPG at heart, and it's coming to PCs in the next generation of consoles only.
On fire.
The attacks have been linked to a group known as the Engineers, but little else is known about them.
Guys, if you've been a fan of old Splinter Cell games, well, technically one of the most advanced video games of its own genre back then when it was actually first revealed, you know that it's been almost 10 whole years since a new entry in the series. Well, guess what now? No more than a couple of weeks ago, we did finally come across a few leaks that a Splinter Cell game is in the making and not acting as a sequel nor a prequel, but a remake. That it is in very early stages of development and only plans of a showcase for the project later down the line in 2022. So just keep it in mind for now.
How do I get the bombs off the hostages?
I'll tell you.
What is it? Nuke? Dirty bomb?
Sam, we need to get you out of there.
I'm going in.
A new adventure of epic proportions awaits. You'll initiate a turn-based battle when you encounter an enemy. Before we begin, here's something you ought to know.
Alright guys, on the other hand, and this actually comes from Ubisoft only days after a hefty 5 years of announcement, well, we have once again Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle that are both supposedly turn-based tactics and now due for release on the hybrid console only October 20th this year. Sparks of Hope here is basically the sequel to Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. This new game will take players to a variety of planets where you get to meet familiar enemies from the Nintendo's universe. Take a look.
By using a dash first, then the weapon, 3 enemies were wiped out. With that, his turn is over. Back to Mario. Let's take out the other 2. Pew pew! That concludes his turn. Last but not least, Rabbid Rosalina. Team up with an ally and jump! Get positioned, then finish off with the kaboomer. Okay, our turn's over. And now, the enemy attacks. Be sure to take cover and you might be safe. If you don't, it won't be pretty. All right.
carries a sword, a gun, and a jetpack as basic equipment. Your character and weapons can also be enhanced with augments, which grant special abilities and let you experiment with different effects in combat.
At number 7, and I don't think I'm alone to think that we haven't heard much about Beyond Good and Evil 2 since its re-reveal back 5 years ago, let alone when it was initially revealed, which was perhaps 2013 or something. So you might want to know that according to rumors and actually in a recent article, there's a playtesting set to begin real soon around November, supposedly this year, and we're gonna hear about an actual release date of this game eventually too. That's exactly it, so just keep it in mind for now.
Close look at an NPC with your spyglass, and you'll see if they have any skills worth adding to your space pirate crew. Of course, your crew isn't the only company you can bring along. Beyond Good and Evil 2 is an online game, and while you can play solo, co-op buddies can jump in or out at any time. You won't be tethered together either, and if you want to wander off and explore while another player does their own thing, you're free to do so. Welcome to Ganesha City, a dense, vertically built metropolis where the rich live at the top and the poor huddle in shanty towns built into the sides of the city's foundations. It's sprawling and richly detailed, and it's just one small corner of a moon called Soma exploration, so in addition to your jetpack, you'll have access to a wide selection of flying vehicles. Any vehicle you see can be commandeered and driven, and they can all tune in to Radio Cheetah, a station by space pirates for space pirates.
Coming up behind that, it is the much-awaited Settlers, Ubisoft's one and only strategy IP that dates back to more than 30 years ago. Come to mention it, they previously announced a release date of March 17 for this game of 2022, but the game went on and got itself delayed again, and it is now supposedly releasing by the end of 2022. The late was announced to be for further improvements and polish and core gameplay, and Ubisoft also said that they will provide an update on the release date very soon, so just keep it in mind for now.
This blend offers our players a special journey in every match, where they have to fine-tune their production capacity as well as control the flow of battles. The journey begins with a strong economy aspect. Players have to build up their bases, resource gathering, take care of infrastructure with road connections, and process all of those materials in order to advance their settlements further. With the new unit class, the Engineer, they'll be able to construct buildings, claim new territory, survey for underground deposits, and interact with the map's landmarks.
The hourglass is a marvel no living man has ever seen. Only the dagger can unlock the sands of time.
No! Stop!
No!
Moving on, we've got The Prince of Persia, The Sands of Time remake, now being led by Ubisoft Montreal and expected to release sometime between late 2022 or early next year. Sands of Time remake is being made with obviously better graphics, new voice lines and soundtracks, coming to every platform out there, including Switch, and as stated by developers, it'll be a pretty faithful adaptation of the 2003 action-adventure title with more flavor. Check it out.
Give me the dagger!
Never!
I brought this on us.
You are brave and courageous.
Don't let go!
This is a free-to-play, high-octane shooter combining realistic gunplay with personalized classes.
First announced as Tom Clancy's X Defiance, almost around the same time last year, but we have once again here, for those of you who missed it, another free-to-play team-based shooter by Ubisoft that supposedly features maps and characters from Ghost Recon, Splinter Cell, and the Division games, for which the fine folks just came up with another trailer and said that it is now releasing for consoles and PCs late 2022 with a 6 vs 6 arena-based multiplayer. Check it out, just in case you missed it.
And gameplay unique to our shooter. And will continue to add to this diverse cast as the game evolves.
A few weeks. That's how long it took for civilization to collapse.
And last but not least, the third and final Tom Clancy's game in the making and in today's list as well. We have Tom Clancy's Division Resurgence, for which Ubisoft just revealed to be the next entry in this series' universe that is set in an open world setting and coming to mobile devices only. It's not going to be coming to PCs nor any console in the meantime. Check it out. You can actually sign up for the game's beta through Ubisoft's own official website and expect a full 2023 early to mid release date at its earliest.
They call themselves the Free Men. And they're not alone.